All right, this is Tim. He is, well, you can tell who you are.
Oh.
Yes.
Okay.
Tell who you are.
All right. Hey, I'm Tim Davis. I am a motivational success life and business coach.
Okay, I've asked Tim here today to ask his opinion on respect and personal responsibility. Personal responsibility as it concerns life and what it means to be responsible and have personal responsibility and respect to be successful in this life.
Yeah, it's a great question, and I think that number one, personal responsibility always leads to prosperity. If you look around and you look at people that have taken personal responsibility for themselves and their actions, you always find people that are successful. Even though they might go through some downs or some troubles in life, they always end up on the success end of life because they take that personal responsibility. Whereas with people that don't, they just don't become very prosperous. They end up in, impoverished situations. They end up job hopping from place to place, and it just doesn't lead to anything good in their life. It leads to problem after problem after problem, and they don't really ever connect the dots and say, the reason I'm in the rut that I'm in, the reason that I run from crisis to crisis is because I don't ever really take personal responsibility for my choices, my decisions, and my actions. And where on the opposite hand, the people that do take personal responsibility for their choices, their decisions, their actions, they always end up on the success end of the ladder eventually. And so you've got this wide range, this gap between the two. Now, I think the other thing is that when people take personal responsibility, it gives them an enhanced sense of self-worth. And people who don't take personal responsibility, they don't have that self-worth. So when you don't feel good about yourself, you do things to sabotage things like your relationships, you sabotage your health, things that would lead to success in life. You self-sabotage because you don't feel good about yourself. And so when you take personal responsibility and you own up to those actions, and you understand that the decisions I make have consequences, you have a better sense of self-worth. So I think the two things it would do for you is it would build a positive self-image and self-worth, and it ultimately leads to prosperity. So those are the two things.
Do you see a problem with the youth today, as I do, that we're failing our children in teaching them this personal responsibility and respect for each other by letting them just tune out all the time?
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, I talk to youth, and they're not as respectful. I mean, you go to the grocery store. When I was growing up, people at the grocery store, they took your groceries out for you. And they were nice to you, and they were respectful to you. And they said, yes, sir, and no, sir, and yes, ma'am, and no, ma'am. And that's just taboo today. They don't even, call you. They call you by your first name. They don't have a lot of respect. They don't show up on time a lot of times. And what they don't realize is that hurts them, because people that are older are the people that are going to hire them for jobs or give them opportunities. And so often, if they're meeting somebody for the first time, if they don't show that person respect, that person may never open up an opportunity to them or cause a door to be open for them, and they don't realize that. And so I think that parents have to take an active role today in teaching their children that, because when they don't, I bet you this much, if you ask any parent if they wanted their child to be successful, they would say, absolutely, we want our child to be successful. Well, if you want your child to be successful, teach them personal responsibility. If you do that, doors will open to them, and people will recognize that and give them opportunities that otherwise they wouldn't get, regardless of their education. You can give me somebody that's really educated, that lacks respect, and they're just not going to get far.
No.
And I'll take somebody that doesn't have the education but has a ton of respect and a high work ethic and takes responsibility. I'll hire them many times over the person that had the better education and no respect.
I'm with you.